I want to chat to you today about homeschooling and habits. When we're talking about habits, sometimes we're thinking about, exercise and meal plans or binge watching, Netflix. Habits. These are things that we spend our time on instinctively, that we do over and over, and they just become part of what we do each day. And it is possible to create habits within your homeschool that actually really help you set up a more successful, relaxed approach to homeschooling. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany and this is Into Life Homeschool. Welcome. Not you, but as a homeschool mum, I feel like my time is incredibly precious and I want to be spending it with my kids as much as possible, doing things that we love together, and also on the things that feed my soul, that make me me and allow me to enjoy and feel like I've accomplished things just for myself as well. I think that as homeschooling mums, we tend to leave ourselves at the bottom of the pile to-do list. And I have done that. I'm guilty. I have done that consistently for years and years and years, more than I'm happy to say. And it's through really honing in on my habits and figuring out my thought patterns and why I do the things that I do, that I've really become a lot more honest with myself and a lot more honest on where I'm spending my time. And that has allowed me to become a better mum, a better homeschool mum, more organized in my business, and more able to feel like I have accomplished the things that I really wanted to accomplish that day, rather than having all the fog and chopping and changing between jobs and doing not very well at all things, rather than being really purposeful with my time and actually doing well in the things that I've chosen to do, and everything else is just a bonus. So 5 habits for homeschooling. So the very first habit that I would like to share with you that I have implemented in my homeschooling morning routine. I have actually done a video recently, was on my morning routine, my specific morning routine. I didn't include the kids so much in that process. I was really just wanting to send the message that, we are allowed to have our own morning. We're allowed to have our own time in the mornings. And that was really important to me to share that with you. Obviously, I don't have young kids anymore. I don't have little ones where you can't kind of like push them aside and go, hey, I need my me time. And I certainly don't do that with my kids, but they understand that because they actually really like to have their time on their own in the morning as well. So it actually really works well. Maybe they're influenced by my own choices and my own routine, and understanding that that's actually a really great way to start the day. I'm not sure, but it's working for us. So a morning routine is fantastic. My morning routine, if you go and watch the video, I'll give you a brief explanation. It is just literally getting outside. I have to go outside because we have animals. I need to let our chickens out. We keep them locked up in our little coop. I like to let them out to have some free range time. The best time for that is in the morning, where it's nice and cool and they can just go out, have a little run around, and I need to feed them, all the things. But during that time, it's actually really beautiful. And then the habit has actually started from having to go down. I have that call. I have to let those chickens out. They make a really big noise if I don't. And that's what started that habit. It was like, get outside. And I was watching the sunrise and going, this is not a bad way to wake up. And I would stand out there and I'd listen to the chickens and watch how delightful they are, and just, be alone with my thoughts. And that's what literally started that routine. And it has been a good one, and it's stuck. Find a way that works for you and the things that are important to you to start. But do something for yourself in the mornings before you have to do everything for everybody else, is my point. My second habit is actually planning. So I really, really recommend planning. It has quite literally changed the shape of my homeschool in a good way. I use Freely Homeschool Planner. It's my digital planner. I love it. I plan 10-week blocks. And the reason that I do that is because 10 weeks is a pretty good chunk of time. It's the length of time that works for our Australian year, because the school years go in 10-week blocks anyway, so it just works perfectly that way. I really like having that amount of lessons sort of in my planner, but I don't assign them. So every Sunday I assign the lessons, and that's because we have a lot of other commitments. We have appointments, we have, you know, things that are change and are constantly having to be moved around. So I don't necessarily commit to a day that we're doing those lessons, but I like the fact that they're there and they're waiting. And I know what I need to do because I've already put them in and they're just fresh in my mind. And 10 weeks is a good amount of time for me to plan. So that's what I do. I plan 10 weeks and then I assign them on the Sundays. And when I'm doing my assigning, you know, applying the dates to the lessons, I check in with I have like a to purchase list, and it allows me to kind of see, as I've been putting in those lessons from my curriculums that I've gone through, I've also gone through the supplies list. And this is the real key habit, the habit shift that has really helped me get organized in regards to lessons, is checking that to purchase list each Sunday allows me to put it onto a shopping list and actually get those things done. So when I have Sunday planning, I plan my week, I assign the dates, and I check through and see what I need to actually purchase, if anything, to do those lessons. So sometimes I'll look through and go, okay, there's only a couple of things I'm going to buy the next 4 weeks, and it's done, and then I can just check it again every Sunday and I'm all good. Or sometimes I'll think, oh, something's popped up, such and such is really interested in this particular thing at the moment, I'm gonna add this to the list, or I'm gonna look for a fun little craft project or science project just in this specific interest. And I can do that, I can move that around because nothing is set in stone. And I can order those supplies as well. So that's kind of where I'm at. You know, on a Sunday, I fill up the cart, my homeschool cart. My second tray, I always leave empty so I can put in any like supply stuff that I know that I'm going to need for the lessons that week. So literally all I ever need to homeschool is my cart. I grab my cart, I've got everything already on it because I've done that Sunday planning. And it is literally, it takes at the most on a really, you know, busy day where I've got lots of things going on with our homeschool, it could take 20 minutes and it saves me so much time through the week. I would get that 3 times over back in time through the week because I'm not looking for anything, I'm not searching for anything, I've already got my head in the game, and we just get so much more done, and it is just much more enjoyable for all of us. So tip number 3, this is not necessarily a habit. I think it is. For me, it is anyway. It's always kind of checking in. Like I said, this is kind of related to tip number 2. But when you're shopping for curriculum, implementing those interests and allowing to sprinkle through your kids' interests. Say they're really obsessed with sea life, or they're really loving dinosaurs, or, you know, they just love anything nature, like my kids. You're pretty safe to know that you can choose a curriculum, a year-round curriculum even, under that kind of way of like that theme or that idea or that approach. So if they really love drawing, my kids love drawing, I've chosen the curriculum that works for that. That's Blossom and Root for us right now, and it is working so well. I cannot tell you, it is just so much easier when your kids really are doing work that they enjoy. Habit number 4. Okay, this is a doozy. This is one that I really, up until a few months ago, absolutely hated. I despised it. Meal planning. It has been such a pain. Breakfasts were the pain of my life. It would just be one of those things where I'd just be coming back inside from being outside, having time for me, and then like bam, no one wants the same thing for breakfast. Everyone's really fussy for breakfast. And I was just at a loss of what to do, trying to cook different meals, and you know, it's tough. So we ended up just combining our interests and our personal tastes and figuring out that smoothies work really well. And we've all agreed, okay, let's keep the morning simple, because we all have things that we want to do and get straight into the day. So we've just opted for smoothies for everybody. We have different smoothies. The kids have different kind of smoothie to the kind of smoothies that myself and my husband have, but it's still really super easy. And it's just kind of, you know, really easy cleanup. Everyone can just pop it in the dishwasher and it's all done. So I've simplified that and it's really helped. So that is kind of solved a lot of pain for me in the morning at the beginning of the day, which is not not the time that you really want to be tackling hard things. So I have made it a priority to really figure out a system for our meal planning. Meal planning is definitely something that I am still working on to try and create habits for, but I do have the habit, and that is every Thursday I plan 7 days worth of meals. My tip with meal planning is, however, that if you plan out at least your lunches, it's going to help your homeschool. So, you know, you can get to 4 o'clock in the afternoon and figure out what you are going to cook for dinner that afternoon, that night. That's okay. We've all been there. But lunches are something that can really interrupt your homeschool day. And if you have a plan and just have a go-to list of meals for lunches, I find that that is the easiest. I check with the kids, what sort of lunches would you like this week? And we talk together about it, because I don't want to be making something that they're not going to eat. So, and sometimes, you know, if they know that you know, the food is there for those meals, they are more inclined to make them themselves as well. So that, you know, if you're busy, you're still getting what you need done. You still know, like, you have those lunches planned, and the kids can either they know that they need to make them themselves, or you've already pre-made them that morning and you can just bring them out, still continue on with your studies for the day or projects for the day, or you know you're going out that afternoon, so you have to be organized with the lunch and take it with you. It just makes life so much easier. Final tip, my final habit is number 5. Everything needs a home. You know me by now. If you've been watching for a little while, I'm obsessed with organization. And the biggest thing that I have been focusing on this year, I have spent the entire year focusing on having a home for everything in my house, everything in my homeschool in particular. So if you're wanting to have a really successful, easy day, you need to know where everything is. And I personally use our homeschool cart to keep everything in place. And it is life-changing. It really does help so much. I've gone a step further and created a binder system. You don't have to do that, that's up to you, but it really is super helpful. I have created a video wholly and solely just for my homeschool cart and binder system. That's how much I am obsessed with this system, because it really does work and it really has changed my homeschool. But the kids know where everything is. The kids know where their books are. Everyone's got their own little place. It works, and it really helps to have, I really love having the shelves below empty, so that, you know, if we've done some craft that week or we've got stuff that we're still working on, it just goes in those shelves. It's a temporary home for things that haven't got a home yet. So I'm not leaving all this clutter or mess throughout the house. So that works really well for me. They're my 5 habits, my 5 tips for a great homeschool, or a more productive homeschool, or however you want to think it, a more simplified homeschool. It really just does come down to, you know, creating systems that work for you and your homeschool, and only you know that. Only you know what you need and how you need to organize that to help you. But these are just simple, like, prompts for you to kind of think about whether maybe that might apply to you. It might help you think about what you do actually do within your homeschool and how you could streamline that or create a system or a habit that can help you be more productive with that or be more purposeful with that. This video is simply just kind of a prompt, a thought to kind of allow you to focus on how you can maybe make things a little bit easier for your homeschool. And I certainly hope that that is what I'm achieving here with this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, let me know by liking it, hitting that thumbs up button. Let me know what sort of habits that you have created in your homeschool so we can help each other. I'd love to hear them, and you might be able to help someone else as well. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.